year. Senator Cruz, you talk tough about fighting terrorism. You talk about carpet bombing into oblivion. You talk about seeing if the sand will glow at night. But critics say that your record does not match up to that. You opposed giving President Obama authority to enforce his red line in Syria. 3 years in a row now, you have voted against the Defense Authorization Act. How do you square your rhetoric with your record, sir?
Well, Chris, I will apologize to nobody for the vigorousness with which I will fight terrorism, go after ISIS, hunt them down wherever they are, and utterly and completely destroy ISIS.
Lemmings in the audience who just applaud because it's, oh, kick ISIS ass, when he's not answering the question. The question is, how do you square your rhetoric against your record? Voting 3 times against a defense authorization bill, which is an appropriations bill, which appropriates money to run the military. Which, agree or disagree, that is something he claims to agree with. He wants to rebuild our decimated military, but part of rebuilding it would be funding it properly, according to him. And he's not voting for that. It's complete horseshit. And instead of answering the question, he goes on this run about utterly destroying ISIS because he knows that resonates with this, cult members in the audience.
You claim it is tough talk to discuss carpet bombing. It is not tough talk. It is a different fundamental military strategy than what we've seen from Barack Obama. Barack Obama right now, number one, over 7 years, has dramatically degraded our military. Just 2 weeks ago was the 25th anniversary of the first Persian Gulf War. When that war began, we had 8,000 planes. Today we have about 4,000. When that war began, we had 529 ships. Today we have 272. You want to know what carpet bombing is? It's what we did in the first Persian Gulf War. 1,100 air attacks a day. Saturation bombing that utterly destroyed the enemy. Right now, Barack Obama is launching between 15 and 30 air attacks a day. He's not arming the Kurds. We need to define the enemy. We need to rebuild the military to defeat the enemy. And we need to be focused and lift the rules of engagement so we're not sending our fighting men and women into combat with their arms tied behind their back.
Let me tell you something, Ted Cruz. One point is, I don't think we've done carpet bombing since probably World War II or Korea. We may have done it intermittently in Vietnam, but even if we did it in Vietnam, that's a long time ago that we employed that kind of a ridiculous military strategy.
Should we define carpet bombing just so people know?
Yeah, because he's wrong. He's fucking wrong about what carpet bombing is.
So carpet bombing, also known as saturation bombing, is a large aerial bombing done in a progressive manner to inflict damage in every part of a selected area of land.
Right. It is when you see like World War II documentaries where it's hundreds, if not thousands of bombs being dropped from the air, just leveling a select piece of land. That is what it is. It is utter devastation. High collateral damage because it's not precision bombing. He talks about the fact that we had, during the first Gulf War, 1991, ladies and gentlemen, 1991, we had 8,000 planes. Now we have 4,000 or something. We had 529 ships. Now we have 272. You know what else we have now that we didn't have in 1991? The goddamn internet. Wide open GPS use. All kinds of radical, precision, immediate communicative type of technologies we have now that we did not have in 1991. So we have a smarter military. We don't need the kind of military that we had in World War II or even in Vietnam. We have a smarter, sharper, more precise, more effective military.
So both Cruz and Rubio made this claim that the military is being degraded, and AP did a fact check on this. They say the charge that President Barack Obama has starved the Pentagon has become a refrain in the GOP primary campaign, but amounts spent on weapons modernization are about the same as they were when Republican George W. Bush was president. Any military cuts GOP contenders are complaining about were approved by both Republicans and Democrats in Congress. The military budget is being squeezed by the insistence of lawmakers in both parties that money be spent on bases and equipment that the Pentagon says it doesn't need.
That is exactly right. So don't use the military, and especially the veterans, Republicans, as a political football. Because I can tell you from experience, we are not that dim-witted.
So he also said we used carpet bombing in the first Persian Gulf War,
Which we did not.
and AP says that is kind of missing the mark a little bit. So they say the U.S. conducted an intensive air war against the Saddam Hussein government in the 1991 war, but to call it carpet bombing misses one of the most important characteristics of that air campaign. It marked the first large-scale use of precision-guided missiles and bombs in the history of warfare.
Right. Well, what they're saying there is that dropping many, many, many bombs doesn't mean, from aerial positions, doesn't mean that that is carpet bombing. It's precision weaponry.
Right. They're also saying that it was the first war that saw the combat use of the F-117 stealth fighter.
Yeah, that's when they rolled it out, and it was like, oh, shit, what is this spaceship? Yeah, it's the secret thing we had.
Right. So, yeah, so it's like what you're saying, that they started using these more precise weapons.
Right. That's right. And we did not, despite the AP's categorization, we did not do carpet bombing. We did not do saturation bombing. Just because you do hundreds, if not thousands, of sortie missions doesn't mean that that is carpet bombing. It's just not. So get your shit together, Ted Cruz.
Are you bummed it's over? Well, listen, for more just like this, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And then also don't forget to check out the podcast on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks a lot.